Wondering where I'd be if you stayed the night. They all at that party, yeah, but I don't mind, 'cause I bought a hot pocket at the 7-Eleven. Come on, let's do it again, I'll do it over again. Just to stay in this moment with you, under the moon. I feel on top of the world with your hand in my pocket. Hold my jacket, pass the lighter, take a breath in. Sing that fast part, know the last part, the way you like it. I feel on top of the world with your hand in my pocket, writing down the things that we still haven't done. All the friends pretending like we wanna get lunch. Don't know if we're doing, but it's fun to dream. Yeah, it's funny to dream, but you're laughing with me. I wanna stay in this moment with you. Pass the lighter, take a breath in. Sing that fast part, know the last part, the way you like it. We're on top of the world. Conversation stuck in my head. Don't wanna live with regrets. If I hold you now, would I lose you forever? They say good things never last. I think it's worth whatever we have. At the end of it, we'll sit and pray and touch my body. Tell me you want me. Head in the class when you're whispering softly. Nothing we mean and nothing we see is running down, going down, now you want more. Drink too much, got a bill that we can't afford. Summer night, empty street is a dance floor. What's it all for? Running down, going down till we got bored. Thought of you slipping in through the back door. Running down, but what's it all for?
We got no room for a life on the west side. I tried to align with the stop signs. Switch planes to time zones.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I basically kind of study. So the two main apps that I use is going to be Notability. I just started using Notability, but the one major one I've used in the past was GoodNotes. So the main reason why I switched over to Notability, just because it has a recording feature. So I used to record all my lectures. When I would sit in lectures, I would record them on the just voice memo, but the nice thing about with Notability is that it has this recording where you can record it while you're going through your PowerPoints or whatever you're going through, and let's say if you're writing or typing, Notability will detect where you wrote and it'll kind of highlight it over. So that's kind of why I switched over to Notability. I still use GoodNotes and I still like it a lot. So mainly when I'm studying, most of my lectures are going to be mostly all PowerPoint based, so the professor will upload PowerPoints and I'll just download it down, and during the lectures I'll just take notes directly on the PowerPoint, just because it's more efficient rather than just sitting in the lecture and just kind of writing everything down. So mainly all of our PowerPoints go through chapters, and they're usually around 50 to almost 80 PowerPoint slides. So what I do is the first thing when I'm studying is first I'll just go through and read all the PowerPoints, and I'll just kind of skim through it and go through it once fully. I also do like to listen to the lecture over once again, just like 2 times the speed, just to kind of give myself like a brief review of what the chapter was about. After I read through everything, I will go through it and then condense the slides. So you can see this one was 55 slides, and I go through and I basically just bookmark the slides that I feel are the most important, and I'll just take some slides that barely have any info and I'll just copy it into another slide, just so when I'm studying I can just look at the slides that I bookmarked. So this one, it's only about 20 something slides compared to looking at 50 slides, which you can feel overwhelmed. So this is what I like to do, and then when I'm studying, I will just study the bookmarked. So this is for mainly classes that's for more conceptual. I also do like, so if I go to my GoodNotes, so these are kind of like old, these are homework questions that were given throughout when we were going through each chapter, and what I would like to do is just screenshot all the homework questions and just put it onto a PDF, and then this is basically like practice problems, because most of our questions from exams, they're like our homework, so I kind of just like adding it in one place instead of having to like click through the entire homework. So for classes that's more fact-based, what I like to do is I still go through the slides, but what I do is, if it's more, so for this one, this is my parasitology class, and for that class it's just mainly memorizing the features and facts regarding that parasite. So what I like to do is, after I finish going through all the PowerPoints, I like to make these study sheets. So they're basically just like study sheets that are sectioned off by each parasite, let's say, and then I just write the facts on it. So when I'm studying, I can just use this sheet of paper and it has all the info that I need to know. I used to be a huge victim in wanting to make my notes super pretty and super cute, but quite honestly, that's gonna waste your time, and this is gonna be more efficient. This is a way I like to study. I find it's the most efficient and it saves the most time, because honestly, studying for a long period of time can be draining. So this is a nice way to just have everything on a sheet of paper and just going through this. Lastly, the main thing I like to study with is a whiteboard. I like this one just because it has a little fold. It kind of looks like an iPad, but you can honestly get a whiteboard at the dollar store, at Daiso, and they're super cheap. So the reason why I like studying with a whiteboard is for repetition purposes. Say when you're going through your PowerPoints, just writing down the info onto a whiteboard really helps with memorizing and really understanding the concept, because the best way to study, in my opinion, is just keep writing it down. And with a whiteboard, you're not wasting that much paper. So when I'm going through all my PowerPoints, when I'm going through those study sheets or any practice problems, I like to just write down a whiteboard, and write it 1 to 2 times just so I know I really know it.
Running down, going down, now you want more. Drink too much, gotta build